channel. Right, today we are lighting fire, but we have no newspaper. So today we're using the firelighter method. See if that works. Is it going to work? Just firelighter in there. There's another couple in there. See if it works. I think it would have been better if I'd lit both firelighters up. We've got put a bit of air in, a bit of venting in. See if that works. Do you think that's going to work? Oh, I need to clean that freaking thing, don't I? Yeah. I think it might work. That's like 3 little lumps of firelighters, that's all it is. Not a lot. So I need to get this wood out the back, I need to get it in. I've just about used all the wood that I brought in. Was born here in the 1950s and spent his childhood among its once busy streets. Oh, Harris fencing. Harris fencing's all over the world. I think that's going to go. I think that's going to be a success. The fire lighting expedition. Part of the town is strictly off limits to the public. The walls look like they could come down at any moment. So this is going to be a channel update as well. I don't think there's much going on really. I haven't even checked. See what messages there is. That looks, I mean, yeah, so basically I suppose last night I spent a lot of time mulling over, so I want to go for a drive, and then I thought, well, I've never been to Ireland. Never been to Ireland. I must go to Ireland. So I get these like sort of ideas, and then I kind of lose enthusiasm sometimes, you know, because life is slipping by, you know, and the experiences that I haven't experienced, as in being in Ireland. So I think it would make sense to go to Ireland, given that it's so close to where we are. So then I realised that I don't actually have a passport, and I thought, well, I looked it up. You don't need a passport to go into Ireland if you're British. So you need an ID. So I've got that driver's licence. So I thought, right, I'll just drive over to Ireland. So it looks like that's what I'm going to do. So I just need to decide whether to take the white car or the blue car. The thing with the white car is it's got a big surface on the back and it's flat, so you could actually sleep in it. The thing with the other thing is that I'd probably stay in hotels or something, so it's difficult like planning it, because really what I'm looking at is like driving round, you know, the British Isles. So it's not exactly, I'm trying to work out how long it would take or where I'm going to go. So you can go from Liverpool to Dublin, or Cairnryan to Belfast. So I thought I'd go to Liverpool, over to Dublin, then down around Ireland, back up and round into Northern Ireland, and then over then to Belfast, and then over to Cairnryan. So that's sort of like what I'm thinking. So I mean, if I use the white car, I could sleep in the back of that. If I say don't manage to arrange somewhere to sleep, you know, like a bed and breakfast or hotel. Oh yes, the fire is definitely going. Oh yes, there's no doubt about that. Absolutely no doubt about that fire. I can't remember if I put some of the softwood at the bottom of it. I can't actually remember. So remember, so that's really what I'm thinking, is that I'll pop over there. And I was thinking about doing it after I do Silith. I'm going to Silith on the 6th of April. And I thought I'd do it then. I don't know about the ferries. Is the price priced? I think the price is standard. I don't think it goes up and down much, you know, as it, you know, like busy times or. So I don't know if the only sort of thing about the blue car is it would save a lot. It would be cheaper to run. The whole holiday would be cheaper, but it's the surface in the back for sleeping. It's not quite as good as the white car. So plus the timing belt in the blue car has not ever been done as far, well, all the time I've owned it. And I had the mechanic look at it about 2 years ago and he said it looked good, it didn't look like it needed doing. So really, I should probably get it done. I suppose that's bothering me a little bit if I go away in a big long epic drive, the timing belt snaps. It's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Whereas it has been done in the white car. The white car is like 43 mile per gallon and the blue car is 54. It's like 53. That's going by the computer in the cars. So it's like 10 miles per gallon less in the blue car. So if you do it, I suppose to work that out. If you're doing, well, this trip will be what, 1,500 miles. From Stirling to Ireland, it's just like 400, 500 miles, then about 1,000 miles. So at 10 miles per gallon less, it means, I don't know, I'm not good at maths. It would save probably about a tank full of, well, about 30 or 40 £40. Is it worth it? I don't know. Which one's more reliable? They're both quite reliable, but the Volkswagen, God, I'm not keen on taking that. It's too fucking slow. It's probably a bit iffy in terms of reliability. Right, so I think the fire's going, so we'll go and have a look at the... It would be good, I think, just to drive around Ireland. I mean, I want to drive around Scotland and England and Wales and that again, but I've already sort of done that over the years. I mean, obviously, I haven't been everywhere, right? I'm not sure, you know, not everybody's been everywhere. But I have been essentially around, oh shit. Oh dear. Aha, we've got a problem here. Oh. What's happened? Oh, that bit's fallen. Is that what's stopping it from going in? Oh shit. See what happens? That's why you don't. Oh! That's why you should never have carpets in front of the. Don't have carpets. Don't. I mean, I've seen people with carpets. In front of fires, and personally, I'm just too careless and clumsy for it to work. I don't know where that was pointing. I apologise. It was a bit of a panic situation there. Right, we've got the car show on the 12th of May. Let's just hope the weather's okay for that. That's another worry. Well, it's not a worry, but it's just something. Right. There's something wrong with this computer. There is something wrong with it. I think it needs sorting out. I'll get my rocket scientist friend to sort it out. It's all like slow and everything. Unless maybe it's the internet, but the phone seems to be working perfectly well on the internet. See, like, it's really slow and unresponsive. There's nothing to look at. No snotograms, nothing. So I've got Stockholm Syndrome. So we're sitting at 4212 content. So it was 42111 last night. So I'll get some videos done this week. I've got to go and get my blood pressure checked at 20 to 10. And I've got some ideas about what I'd like to do and where I'd like to go, video wise. Wow, 60 people watched that one. Going down the motorway. The DPF regen. I mean, because it's a diesel. I mean, I've got 2 diesel cars, and I don't do big miles now like I used to. Well, obviously if I've got Ireland, I will, but I used to, when I lived down the borders, I used to do a lot of miles. When I moved up to Stirling, I became more localised, and I don't really do the same mileage. So diesels need a good boot. So I kind of do that when I go down the motorway, you know. And I don't know, obviously, because I'm going over 70, you know. I know it's the speed limit's 70, but you know, on a moral standpoint, it's perfectly safe to go above that, you know, especially when there's no traffic on the road. But obviously, the NIMBYs and greens and morons that run the place don't want us to do anything nowadays. Sadly, and the whole country is going to come to a standstill. It's all going to go bankrupt. So they're just sending us into slavery, is what they're doing. But nobody listens to me. What can I do? I try and put my bit out. But the wood video seems to be doing well. That one. I don't know what's the attraction with that one. So it's Wood Expedition, Stirling, Scotland, UK. 246 views. Why would you view that? You know, it's like, basically what it is me, stealing wood, in a wheelie bin. And that is a genuine exhausted face that the wheelie bin activities. All that just to get some heat. All the skills. Well, see, because a lot of people like to there have been quite a lot of people saying things about my employment status and stuff like that, you know. The thing is, I have actually worked. I had to work like fuck, you know. I mean, I was like a normal sort of person in that regard. And now I don't work. I don't work for companies or anything like that. I work for myself. So, I think what I'm trying to say is I'm not a lazy bastard. Is what I'm trying to say. You know, despite the fact that I don't actually work for or appear to work for a company like which would suit a lot of these muppets that comment. You know, I get quite a lot of comments about get a job. You know, that's like a common one. I think it's just partly because they don't realise that they think I'm younger than what I am, probably. That's look at that make a great painting, wouldn't it? Struggling with a bit of timber, but I've really been. All that without any swears. And the bag's useless, you know, the IKEA bag that I brought along. So that one got heaved out, but I went and carried it afterwards. Where are you going? It's supposed to be going that way, not that way. So I've actually went the wrong way in that bit, that section of the video. Where are you going now? That's Bannockburn. That's the Bannockburn. That's where Battle of Bannockburn took place, right in that drain there. You know, you Americans should be watching this. Woof, fucking woof. Come on. What's happening? Nothing. So life is tragic, you know, it just doesn't really work out the way you want it to. I've wasted mine. Yeah, total fuck up. Yeah. So you change, you go and get like that thing, that big lump root thing, all the different branches coming off it.
That was the easier one. Well, at least this thing hasn't froze.
So it was actually really tiring doing that. So my employment history is I started off in the building industry. The roads, I actually worked on a bypass in Stonehaven, and then I worked in the roofing industry for about 15 years. And my life all went a bit fuck. I think it was just, it's difficult to really understand why or how it went all fuck, but I think it was the divorce,
This is the exercise.
So like, without casting blame, it got that I couldn't really manage relationships. This is not fucking working right. Relationships with my children. I had two bitter divorces. It was extremely difficult, and it was very bad for your mental health. And I landed up as a total outsider, and that's the situation I am now in regards to the extended family. I'm on the outside of it. I don't have a relationship with any of them. My children or my exes or my brother or sister, any of them.
I want to go back for the
So it's like, that's just the way it happened, and that's the dynamic of our family.
Carry on.
It was quite unpleasant being involved with them lot. Yeah. So that didn't really work out very well. And that's just the way it is, you know. So that's probably how I'm able to do all these YouTube videos, probably because if I was a normal person with a normal job in a normal family, you know, I wouldn't have time to do that, or it would be embarrassing for them. Well, they probably will object to this. They'll, you know, when they might start speaking to me and then tell me it's embarrassing. But you know, it might actually happen, yeah. But really, you sort of just have to drift apart and just, if you don't see eye to eye with people, you've got to like get away from them, you know. So if there's normal discourse can't be achieved, whereas decent behaviour is not available, which is what happened with my family. And you know, in order to not be implicated in it, I tried not to. It's still like, I don't want to be the one, you know, who gets blamed. So it's the best option, and it's really difficult, is don't say anything. So I'm actually saying things right now. So you could say, well, you're doing that right now. Yeah. So you shouldn't, you know, and just so sometimes you just have to get away, and that's what I've done. I've got away from it, and that's why I've survived. It's not an ideal way to live, and that's what it doesn't keep society together when families split up like that. But then a lot of it's to do with, you know, the dynamic of modern life and everything, you know. So you go back 100 years or so, these families would all be in the same place. In my case, it would have been, in my father's side, it would have been Stirling. They're all in Stirling. My mother's side, 100 years ago, they didn't live in Falkirk, but they would have been up in Aberdeenshire prior to that. And I suppose people moved around at that time for farming and stuff or whatever, but I think there was more of a cohesive community back then, you know, whereas now we have become more wealthy, which has got see this fucking computer ramifications. See, it's so slow, responsive. You know, right? So we're talking shite here. I don't even know what I'm going on about. I think that maybe that's the best bit about my videos, is you don't really know what I'm going to start talking about.
Sort of like,
or the worst bit. It could be the worst bit about my videos. So that's Ireland there. Yeah, See, it's just not fucking responding. Like, I'm pulling the mouse and look, nothing's happening. I have to get something done about this. So, here I am. Go down there. I'm going to Silith. Go down to, this is an idea, Liverpool, over to Dublin. Drive round there. I mean, I don't know if you can drive round Ireland. You know, is there roads all the way around the coast? Go away up there, away up there, up there, up there, up there. Is that Cairnryan there? No, Cairnryan's there. Is that Belfast? Carrickfergus. I want to go to Carrickfergus. I got across there and then back up there. So that would be the holiday there. So it's not, I mean, I'm not, the thing about the family is, they are a bunch of cunts, right? I think that's enough. Oh, here, look, I've got one at 2,419. What's that one? Budge over, Grandad. It was a guy in a sitting C3, an old guy. I don't know what he was trying to do. He was trying to turn to the left on the Calder Road, but there was a turn off up to the left, and I think he just didn't want to be in the bus lane, or he didn't realise he would have been better in the bus lane. I think he just didn't realise you're allowed to use it Saturday and Sunday, and so he was kind of blocking the outside carriageway because he was trying to turn left, and he was in danger of somebody coming up the inside in the bus lane, you know. And I think it's just that he just didn't realise he was allowed to use it. I don't know why that's got so much views. I wasn't expecting that, but oh well. And that's what happens. So I've not been falling out with MD at all on Craig's roundabout. This roundabout is a nightmare. Yeah. And this Scottish people thing. Haha, Scottish people. Here is a joke. How do you call a person who's not good enough to be an Englishman? Scotsman, and it's not even very good. It's not even written properly, is it? And then I said, this is not a joke. My advice is, as a comedian, please don't give up your day job. Furthermore, I'm an indigenous British person. My ancestors have been here longer than the dude what fought the Battle of Hastings. So the point of that is that the initial inhabitants of the British Isles would be Celtic people. I believe that they would probably be my ancestors, or Picts as well. And so I'm actually British. So the argument the Scottish nationalists have is this anti-English kind of thing, where we're Scottish, but they're not recognising that Scots are actually British. Or from the British Isles. But if you want to take a political perspective on it, then that's a different thing. But I believe that I'm British, and I'm from the British Isles, and so are my ancestors. So the funny part of it would be that the British inhabitants would be the Celts, the Celtic people, would have been here before the English, right? If you think about the English as in the Anglo-Saxons, but they've been here for a long time as well, so I'm not sure about the total logic behind my position, but it seems like a bit of a laugh, and it could be true as well, you know. I mean, the Celts, the Anglo-Saxons, and the Normans came to the Battle of Hastings. Who was it? Who was at the Battle of Hastings? See, this computer's not working right. Of Hastings, because that changed the demographic. It changed the power structure of England. It was fought in October 1066 between the Norman French army of William. My pal's called McWilliam. The Norman French, the Duke of Normandy, and an English army under this computer's fucking getting my nerves, honestly. Army of William, the Duke of Normandy, and an English army under Anglo-Saxon King Harold. Yeah, King Harold Godwinson. Beginning the Norman conquest of England, it took place approximately 7 miles northwest of Hastings, close to the present-day town of Battle, East Sussex. It was a decisive Norman victory. See, I want to go down and drive around there, but I've already done it, but I'd like to do it again. The background to the battle was the death of the childless King Edward the Confessor in January 1066, which set up a succession struggle between several claimants to his throne. Harold was crowned king shortly after Edward's death, but faced invasions by William, his own brother Tostig, and the Norwegian king Harald Hardrada, Harold III of Norway. Hardrada and Tostig defeated a hastily gathered army of Englishmen at the Battle of Fulford, 20 September 1066, and in turn defeated by Harold at the Battle of Stamford Bridge 5 days later. The deaths of Tostig and Hardrada of Stamford Bridge left William as Harold's only serious opponent. While Harold and his forces were recovering, William landed his invasion forces in the south of England at Pevensey on 20 September 1066, established a beachhead for his conquest of his kingdom. Harold was forced to march south swiftly, gathering forces as he went. The exact numbers present at battle are unknown, as even modern estimates vary considerably. The composition of the forces is clearer. The English army was composed almost entirely of infantry and had few archers, whereas only about half of the invading force was infantry. The rest split equally between cavalry and archers. Harold appears to have tried to surprise William, but scouts found his army and reported its arrival to William, who marched from Hastings to the battlefield to confront Harold. The battle lasted from about 9 AM to dusk. Early efforts of the invaders to break the English battle lines had little effect. Therefore, the Normans adopted the tactic of pretending to flee in panic and then turning on their pursuers. Harold's death, probably near the end of the battle, led to the retreat and defeat of most of his army. After further marching and some skirmishes, William was crowned as king on Christmas Day 1066. So, William, that's funny, my pal's called it William. It's a Scottish name, so why would a Scottish name be named after some king from? Alright, okay. This is where my historical context is failing. So basically, yeah, I'm more British than any of them. Fucking racist, fucking Scottish nationalists. And I'm more Scottish than them as well. So they can go and take a flying fart to themselves and fuck right off. Because it's bollocks. So, sorry about that, it's a lot of shit. Right, I'm not sorry. Well, sorry, not sorry. Right, thanks for watching. As you can see, the fire is going perfectly. So I'm going to turn it down now. Thanks for watching. Bye! End the video now.